6 signs of a weak mind. Most people fear physical weakness, but ignore the decay of the mind. In Stoicism, strength isn't about the body, it's about the fortress within. A weak mind bends with the winds of emotion, crumbles under adversity, and seeks escape in comfort. A strong mind, however, is disciplined, rational, and self-governing. Let us walk through the key signs that might prove your mind is weak and how Stoic philosophy can help you fortify it. 1. You're controlled by emotions. A weak mind doesn't control emotions, it gets dragged by them. One harsh word, and it erupts in anger. One failure, and it collapses in self-pity. One compliment, and it becomes drunk on pride. It is not the emotion that makes the mind weak, but the surrender to it. Stoicism teaches that emotions are not to be suppressed, but examined. You feel anger, but do you act on it mindlessly? You feel fear, but do you run from your duty? The strong mind can feel deeply, but still act wisely. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." To develop strength, one must become the observer of emotions, not their slave. 2. You crave validation. Constantly, when the mind is weak, it looks outward for identity. It needs applause, attention, and praise to feel whole. It overthinks every opinion, fears rejection, and chases approval like oxygen. This is not living, it's performing. Epictetus reminds us that a wise man does not seek to please the crowd. He seeks to please his conscience. He's anchored not in popularity, but in principles. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." A mind built on external validation is a castle made of sand. One wave of criticism, and it falls apart. 3. You avoid discomfort at all costs. A weak mind recoils from any challenge. It chooses the path of least resistance, even if it leads to mediocrity. It avoids hard conversations, difficult goals, and anything that demands effort. It seeks comfort as if it were salvation, but comfort is often the silent killer of growth. Stoics believed that discomfort is not the enemy, it's the forge. Pain, loss, effort. These are not punishments but tools. Seneca practiced voluntary hardship to train his mind to be free from fear. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Avoiding discomfort only multiplies suffering. Facing it builds resilience." 4. You blame others for everything. The weak mind externalizes everything. If something goes wrong, it's always someone else's fault. Parents, society, bad luck, the economy. This mindset gives away all power and breeds resentment, entitlement, and stagnation. Stoicism is rooted in personal responsibility. You may not control what happens, but you control how you respond. This is the ultimate freedom. Epictetus said, "Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen. This is the path to peace." Blaming others is easier than facing your flaws, but a strong mind chooses growth over excuses. 5. You can't sit alone with your thoughts. Many people dread silence, not because it's empty, but because it reveals the noise inside them. The weak mind distracts itself with endless scrolling, background noise, and stimulation. It is terrified of being alone because it does not like who it's alone with. A Stoic sees solitude as an opportunity, not a punishment. It's in stillness that we examine our thoughts, refine our principles, and practice self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." If you cannot sit quietly with yourself, you are not yet your own friend. 6. You break easily under pressure. When adversity strikes, the weak mind crumbles. It panics, freezes, or gives up entirely. It was never built to endure storms, only sunny days. But life, by nature, is unpredictable. If your peace depends on ease, it will always be fragile. The Stoics trained daily for hardship. They practiced imagining the worst-case scenario not to induce fear, but to strengthen their mind against it. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, hardened their spirit. Seneca wrote, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. A strong mind doesn't wish for calm seas. It learns to sail in rough waters.